Today, Balochistan area is 48% of present day Pakistan. How many Taliban are there? The American cannot stop the Taliban in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is almost the same size as Balochistan territory, right? They cannot do that. Rest of Pakistan, they have got this, all this fighting going on, Taliban and other. Balochistan, why don't you see? Well, we are secular, not because we want to please the Americans or the British, it's our tradition. And we are keeping peace over there. There's not a single incident. In the past, since Ziaul's time, they did try to radicalize Baloch youth. I met many who went to Afghanistan. They were fighting. They are almost brothers in the Northern Alliance. I saw a few people that said, I killed so many infidels. I said, he's Muslim. No, he's infidel. I said, how come? But he's infidel. That's your decision. I can't dispute with you. So this is the idea. They were getting radicalized. As we went back home in '92, we started again spreading our own idea. No, we don't have to kill people of our own religion or any other else. We have been occupied. We have to resist this occupation. We have to defend ourselves. That's what we are talking. We are telling the people, and you can see if the people are listening to us.
Ajay?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes. And then
Just taking
two
notes.
questions here.
Just a couple of passing comments. Most countries have an army. Pakistan is a place where the army is a country. So, and that hasn't changed. It's unlikely to change for another 30, 40 years unless Pakistan breaks up. Regarding American interests, absolutely correct. But absolutely wrong again. Americans have been wrong on a regular basis in many parts of the world. For short-term, for very, very short-term political interests, they totally misunderstand strategy and they're paying heavily for it. So I absolutely agree. The thing I wanted to ask Mr. Murray is, where do we go from here? As I see it, Pakistan is in a state of chaos right now. And it's quite likely that the only access out for Baloch, because the Baloch are also, remember, the Kurds, they're also divided among three countries, another example with a long history. The only access for a free, nationalistic kind of Balochistan to me seems to be if the institution of the Pakistani army is not down your throat. Because no matter how much nationalism you have, and no matter how much aid you get from outside, it's a very, very long struggle. So do you see that when that, I'm not predicting if, I suspect when that occurs, how do you see the Baloch, I would call yours a nationalist movement, how are they ready to, on the ground, take advantage of this, or on the ground, create the circumstances to lead to where you want to be? Are you ready? I mean, is this still a faraway dream? What's the reality?
We are ready. We had a state and it was functional state. We have all the thing. We even now Baloch are working on a constitution of Balochistan, a new modern constitution which will be more like for the 21st century. So we are working on that. There are lots of Baloch intellectuals working on that, and that's why we are trying to tell the world, the Western world especially. Again, I said that we are the only area which is, as you said, there's chaos in Pakistan. Balochistan is still stable. There's no chaos, no fundamentalist movements going on. Apart from Baloch national struggle, Baloch independence struggle, that's going on. But they tried their utmost to bring Taliban and radicalize Baloch people. The leadership like Nawab Bukti, other leaders, with their effort, they could not do anything. And our Baloch cultures are a bit secular. So that's why I'll give you an example. I lived in Afghanistan for a long time. We were in exile in the 80s and 90s. Each Baloch, dead or alive, if at that time they were called Mujahideen, they used to give handover to ISI or MI, they used to pay 5,000. So they used to say, this is bad Muslim, some infidel. Most of our Baloch people were shot dead, and then they used to take their picture and get 5,000 from, because we had two big camps who, in 1970, in Chamaling, there was a big operation in a space of like 3 weeks. They killed about 3,000 women, children around Baloch, Mari tribe. So we had to move in 1972 to Afghanistan, before the Afghan revolution. And we stayed over there until 1992, when the Mujahideen took over. So they sent my father, my father said, I won't go to Balochistan or Pakistan anyway. So they forced him to go to Balochistan, and there were another 50,000 of countrymen, Baloch people with us in those refugee camps, who ran away from Pakistan in 72, 75 for their lives, because they were being massacred in Balochistan. All different tribes, mostly Mari, but all different tribes were there. So at that time, they sent us back, we went there, and what happened, we tried to, as Sharmila said, that I did go and become member of parliament and minister, though our elders told us it's no need, this is occupation, you don't understand. I said, we have to give a chance. I became minister of communication. Some Iranian people came, ministers, tried to make, we'll give this for your development. We were not allowed. Everything goes from the center. The provinces cannot do anything. I met few Japanese, they wanted to help Balochistan again. But we were not allowed to deal with anyone, only through Islamabad. And Islamabad takes everything for themselves. So that's the reality on the ground. And going back to your question, I think we are ready for an independent state.
I think you totally missed my question.
Yes.
Question has nothing to do with writing constitutions and legal acts and parties. I'm putting a very simple question. Chaos occurs. In that chaos, hundreds of thousands, if not 1 million people are going to die. Everyone is going to be against everyone. There are lots of guns. Do you have, I hate to use this, but do you have a Lenin or Leninist, I hate Lenin, but do you have an organized movement which then said, there's chaos, and this is how we are going to reorganize that chaos?
Just take advantage of a collapsing Pakistan.
How do you take advantage of a collapsing Pakistan? What way would you do?
There are organizations, they can manage everything. They are already managing everything in Balochistan. That's why you don't see chaos in Balochistan. Well organized and from ordinary people.